us, Boy Dizzle. You're our only hope.
What the fuck is up, y'all? It's your Boyd. Are you ready for the fucking beat making tutorial series for the album that I'm dropping on February 13th? Our Only Hope, Volume 1. I don't know if y'all caught the last video or not, but basically I'm going to be making 9 different beat making tutorials for each one of the 9 tracks that are on this upcoming album that is coming out February 13th. As you can see, I got my software behind me. I'm just going to kind of be breaking down what I've been doing. So today we're going to be covering geijutsuka.
The word for artist is
芸術家芸術家
According to Google and ChatGPT, geijutsuka means artist in Japanese. Now, I might be butchering the pronunciation. This beat kind of gives me like anime, Tokyo Drift, kind of psychedelic-y, weird Japanese bounce music. I don't know. That's just the kind of vibe it gives me. Feel free to take on your own interpretation, but needless to say, let's go ahead and step right into it. This is a 2-part beat, so the first half is going to be one sound, and then the other half is going to be a whole different kind of beat. So let's start with the first part, which is the hi-hats. A little crazy, but once you hear the whole beat, it kind of blends in together. It doesn't really stand out too much. As far as stuff I put on it, I put on a fruity delay, and this kind of makes the hi-hats, instead of going like tss, it goes like tss, you know, kind of a cool little echoey effect there. And then I just had a normal fruity EQ on it and just cut out all the low end. Yeah, so that's the hi-hats there. The next part is the kick. You know, it hits, but it hits harder with the 808. This is what this sounds like. But the cool little thing that I put in front of this is the same 808 sound. Like here, I'll show you. But I took it and I reversed it, so I put it as a riser. I saw a tutorial on how to do this once, and I've just been doing it ever since, and kind of sweet. It kind of just sways into the actual verse, so thought that was a little cool. So this is how all of that sounds. Nice. Alright, so then the next part is the snare and clap, which I layered together, so we can hear them independently here. I got the snare panning to the left, and then the claps panning to the right, so it kind of gives a wide room feel. This is how it sounds all together for that. Kind of bouncy, right? Definitely some bouncy drums there. And then here I have some perks.
I get mad zooted, I got this bad thing I recruited. My passion is a movie, I say fuck her cause I screwed her.
This is a weird staticky noise. I don't know, I just thought it belonged there. And then here I have the bells. 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 And as far as effects for the drums, I don't really have too much. Some EQing, a little bit of reverb on the snare. Nothing on the buzz, noise, or anything like that. So it was really just kind of cut and dry there. So this is how the whole drum pattern sounds. Yeah, and as far as patterns, you know, I am very bad at like song structure, so take it with a grain of salt, but yeah, I'd chop it up however I see fit. So this is where it gets to the full nuts and bolts of the song, which is the melody here. And as far as arranging, the middle here, I've done a little bit of chopping, and I also lowered the pitch. That's what this orange is here. And then for the yellow, this is just the same purple stuff, but reversed. So I'll go ahead and play these for you. You know, it's fucking ominous, but yet also like I could see myself just fucking like, you know, like I can't make good car sounds, but you get it, you know. For the center here, with it at a lower pitch and chopped up a little bit differently, kind of gives a whole different vibe. So. This is like when you're in the fucking alleyway and you like got your gun on your side and you got a whole crew of people in like tuxedos walking up on you, trying to give you the business. That's the kind of vibes that gives me. And then for the outro, this is just in reverse. Kind of just a way to close out the first half of the whole song. As far as little perks, this is something I forgot to note. This is very important, and you need to check in on this for the rest of these episodes. There's a reason why I have this bird right here. That is because each one of these tracks has a different bird sound in it. So the more you listen, the more you'll hear birds, I guess. That's what I'm trying to get at. But I weirdly identify as a bird, not in some weird like furry way, but more as in like a spiritual animal kind of sense, you know? Because I'm so fucking fly. Ooh. You know what I mean? So these are the bird sounds. As you can tell, that is an owl. And for the outro, I put in reverse. And as far as effects on that, some echo, some reverb, some cool shit. Where is the bird? So the bird is back here. And you got some EQ, cut out the high ends, some RC20 retro color to give it a little bit more of like, you know, filtered sound, some reverb, and then some delay. So I guess there is no echoes on this song. But anyway, that's what I added to the first half, so this is how the first half sounds. too much away, but yeah, that's the first half of that song. Then you have the second half of the song, which is weirdly completely different, but I use the same drum pattern as you see here, so sound familiar? Yeah, so that is the, same shebang there, but the thing that makes it different is the melody and the other weird dorky ass shit that I put on top of it. So, this is the melody here. I don't know what kind of vibe that gives me, but it sounds cool, I guess. So I took a portion of the Joe Rogan Experience, his episode with Rick Rubin, and I thought this was a beautiful quote, so I decided to put it into the song. Kind of ties a bow on the whole thing.
Into this business for that outcome, if that's the reason you're doing it, chances are it's not going to work out. I don't
most
think
of the time.
Yeah, that's not what makes it. What makes it great is the personal.
Yeah.
With all of its imperfections, with all of its quirkiness, that's what makes it great. How you see the world, that's different from how everyone else sees the world. That's why you're an artist.
Beautiful words. So I decided to put that in there, and then in the middle here I've done like different chop effects on it, so
that's why you're an artist.
And then
that's why you're an artist.
And then
that's why you're
kind of some cool shit there. And then right here in the middle of it, I put a vocal chop of Joe Rogan.
There's this temptation towards imitation.
I just lowered the pitch for whatever reason. And then, yeah, that's basically the whole second half, so I'll go ahead and let that go.
You see the world, that's different from how everyone else sees the world. That's why you're an artist.
Again, don't want to give too much away, but yeah, that's the second half there. And then the other little kicker part of all these tracks on this album is that I've put little like outro vocal takes, I guess. God, I can't fucking talk to that. But yeah, so I watched a documentary, and this documentary was like 1950s, 60s is when it was made, and it basically just kind of describes what sound is, and really interesting. I don't know the title of it. I watched it on YouTube, but anyway, I took the vocals from that documentary and I chopped them up and put it on the outro of just about every one of the songs on here. So yeah, I thought it was a cool little thing there.
If a tree falls in the forest, no one to hear it. Does it make any sound? This was a philosophic riddle in the 1700s. There is still no simple answer.
Kind of cool. And then the only other things on here is a few little record scratches and the producer tag.
Help us, Boy Dizzle. You're our only hope.
Can't forget that. And yeah, so that's the whole beat there. I appreciate you guys' time. And if you want to hear the whole thing, download Our Only Hope Volume 1. It's going to be on all streaming services except for SoundCloud on February 13th of 2026. So, hope y'all like this first episode. Get ready for the next episode where we cover Leap the Ops, track 2. Have a good day, night, whenever y'all watch this. Love y'all. That was a little sus, but you get the point.
Help us, boy Dizzle. You're our